Today I want to talk a little bit more about transformation and growth and the aspects of letting go, surrendering, and allowing yourself to be free. As I'm growing and starting to find myself more as I'm getting older, I realize that it's important to find beauty within pain, and it's just as essential to let go of life. And I don't mean that like in a dark way or coming from a dark place of mind, but rather from a place of being aware. Oh, maybe that was a sign. Being aware. I think as you reevaluate yourself and understand yourself more and more as you get older or as you just grow over time, you realize there's a lot of things that you're holding on to that's holding you back from life itself. Like the importance of letting go of life is releasing the hardships that hold you back from experiencing life. As we grow into the person that we are today, we're going to go through challenges. We're going to go through situations, tribulations, experiences, overall obstacles that place like a certain type of perspective on the world around us, people, ourselves. And it can hold us back because it comes from a place of hurt, pain, rather. As I'm getting older, I realize that in the way that we operate, there's specific ideas and conceptions that allow us to guide ourselves into certain situations. And oftentimes, it can be projections. When you're operating from a place of fear, it's often coiled in the terms of restriction, avoidance, egotistical ideas, misconceptions, as opposed to uncertainty. It's just the feeling of unknowingness, the feeling of doubt. There's a feeling of mistrust. I'm also learning that oftentimes with fear, it holds you back more than uncertainty, because with fear, it's something that has been taught. It's a learned behavior, as opposed to uncertainty. There is unknowingness. However, there is still that space to lead through, to open up to the wonders of what if, as long as you allow yourself to. With fear itself, it holds you back just as much as uncertainty will. And it all ties within conceptions that we, gradually teach ourselves over time through situations and experiences, and just hidden wounds that come from our environment and the people that we're around and even ourselves. With that being said, there is a beauty in pain. Find beauty within pain. You're allowing yourself to be hit with these wounds, yourself to be exposed, to be vulnerable, to take on these wounds that either are new or that are hidden within you. And you can take those hardships and you can look at them clearly and you can assess it in a way of healing. When you truly understand your vulnerability, your emotions start to make sense. When your thoughts start to come together. Finding beauty in pain is as equivalent to finding yourself open to the experiences of life. Without pain, we wouldn't understand healing, and without healing, we couldn't grow. It's just like when you cut a tree outside, one that's kind of been there for a long time, and it cuts down. And there's so much grief in losing that tree because of the memories that it held, of the life that it lived, of the things that it provided for and provided for itself. It's like losing itself, but it's coming back in its new body. It's coming back as a new version of itself that is just as plentiful. Basically connects to the tree of life. But I like to think of us as that tree. I like to think of us as that tree because, we're going through so many things in life. We're constantly changing, we're transforming, we're becoming one and losing one all in the same breath. And sometimes that can take a lot from us, especially energetically, and then you can feel lost in that. You won't be able to really know your way until you allow yourself to fall apart. when you're in a place of uncertainty, you're kind of going into the unknowing, but it takes time. You can't rush that. I think a lot of the times we get hooked up on the past, things that happen to us, things that we've gone through, and it holds us back from a lot. Or we don't want it to change. Sometimes we become afraid of change. And sometimes maybe we're scared of the what ifs. Sometimes we will be afraid of certain repetitions happening over again. Sometimes you have to allow yourself to flow free within that.